thanks for tuning in to the Crush It Trading Recap Show for Thursday, October 31st, 2024. And we crushed it today with a solid $4,426 gain. It was a strong day using the Crush It Trading system with plenty of setups taking place, and we'll dive into those trades in just a second. But first, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, right now would be the perfect time to subscribe and come learn the Crush It Trade system with us. And the month of October right here, $47,033. Not too bad. Not a bad month of October, considering it's generally my slow month of the year. So if you too want to learn the Crush It Trading strategy, just check out the links below and come trade with us Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11. Right now, we have an absolutely free 7-day trial offer, so you can come and check out the trading room. All right, the trade of the day was, there it is, Tesla, $4,426. Now, let me tell you what was going on today on this trade. So basically, on Tesla here, I seen price was moving down, right? And I figured we're going to get some kind of bounce off of the Crush It zone. We were deep outside the Bollinger Bands, but you can see we got this 0.1618 level. Now, what happens generally, right there it is. What happens when price is moving down quick like a freight train, it'll overshoot the zone a little bit, and it did touch the 0.1618 really good. I got a little nervous on it, but I did have some divergence taking place right here, or some convergence. So this is usually a good indicator that price is going to move up, which it did. But like I said, I was just a little nervous on taking it. And then I ended up looking at Apple. So I was thinking about taking Apple for a move to the downside here at about, I think it was 10:30-ish right here. I wanted to get this move here, and it didn't quite get there. So I kind of peeled over to NVIDIA because I thought, okay, now NVIDIA's into the Crush It zone. You can see it came, same thing, came through the Crush It zone, came back in. Didn't have any clean touches on here. But what I was looking for was a break back into the Crush It zone for a retest, for a move to the downside. You can see that took place at about 10:41. So then the trade I did take on Tesla took place right here at about 10:29. You can see that price came up through VWAP at the 0.618 level. I have the previous day low, so I kind of have a group of things going on here. I have the 0.618, I have previous day low, I have VWAP in the 9-day, all right here. And then when I moved over to the 10-second chart, I had the same situation going on. And I really like this candle right here at 10:28 on the 1 minute. That showed me right there that we were going to, lose some strength and maybe have a move to the downside. And on this impulsive candle in the 10-second is when I got into the trade. And I got in quite heavy, and then I started to scale out at the Crush It zone, and then took most of them off the table here before we got to the bottom right here. So that was my trade on Tesla. Ended up with $4,426. Not a bad day of trading. And then on the watch list, let's see what took place there. You can see we had a high probability trade on the Crush It zone at AMD right here. Once again, I was focused on some other things, so I wasn't able to get into that trade. But definitely a really good trade, and you can see that it went a lot higher than our target. Then we had Amazon take place here. Once again, you had this move in the Crush It zone, a little sloppy, but once again, a high probability trade. You would have done well if you had gotten in there at the Crush It zone on Amazon. I would have not taken the trade, but basically what I'm trying to show you here is that the Crush It zone does produce, and here it was producing again today on Amazon. And then we had Meta also take place. We had a nice touch at the Crush It zone for a move up to the 0 line. Not too bad on Meta. Once again, I probably would have taken it, but more or less, I just want to show you that the Crush It trade strategy does work. And you got plenty of setups to choose from throughout the day. And then we have Apple, right? We had a nice Crush It zone setup take place here at 10:25. A nice move to the upside of the 0.618. Happened a second time later on in the day. We didn't quite get to the 0.618, but, and I don't take these trades later on in the day, but just wanted to show you that the setup did take place, and you could have made some money on that particular setup also. So really would have depended on how you wanted to manage those setups today. I mean, I have taken B+ setups and done just fine. And the reason why you can take some of these setups like on Meta and whatnot and Amazon, it's just strictly for the probability. You might not have a really good entry, but the probability is really high that you're going to get back to the 0.618 level right here. So, Apple, depending on how you're managing your setups, right? You had a nice setup on the Crush It zone right here, also outside the Bollinger Bands, up to the other side of the Crush It zone. And then you had the 1.618 level right here, also on Apple, that took place at about 11:55 for a nice move up to the Crush It zone. So these are all good high probability trades. I usually stick to the clean touches in the crush it zone myself. And we'll get into more of this too if you are in the trading room with us trading. We get into all these trades as they're taking place, so you can learn how to identify many of these setups. All right, and then we have Tesla. You can see on Tesla here we had the crush it zone outside the Bollinger Bands, and actually this is the one I was talking about. It kind of shot. We had an overshoot here to the 0.618 level, all the way up to the previous day low. So this is a really good move on Tesla. And then we also had this move off the crush it zone to the downside, which I got in on right here. And this is where I made most of my money today on Tesla. And then also we had a little bit of a setup on NVIDIA, and you can see that this one also overshot the crush it zone, and we were at the 0.618 level here. But it did come back up. It did retest the crush it zone. So you had a really nice trade here from the crush it zone to the 0.618. You can see it did have the bigger move to the downside right here on NVIDIA. But once again, like I said, you did have a nice setup from the crush it zone to the 0.618. All right, so that is the trades of the day. I encourage you, come trade with us Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11. We're not on YouTube live anymore, but you can certainly tune in. We have 7 days for free. You can join the platform and watch how we trade. Just go to the link below and see how to get in, and we'd love to have you. All right, take care, have a good day, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.